Hang on, an air is live. Sick. Okay, so we have people joining now, Bibby.
I haven't seen it pop up yet.
It'll give it a second, it'll take a second. Hey, James just showed up, literally on the nick of time.
What's up? I gotta find headphones.
Oh man. Hey, what up, y'all? Sweet. Welcome to the ThatDudeinBlue podcast, sponsored by me. That's sponsored by Hopes and Dreams. Today we have Mr. Zach Smith, who's an OG. That dude, I guess you would say dude in bluer. I don't know. That's just as bad as like a Jake Pauler. Like that's the worst thing I've ever heard. But Zach's OG on this channel. You might remember him from his Blue Hatch. That was just taking names and taking hearts and dreams when it broke. But Zach here, it's been a while since you've been on the channel, probably like 2 years.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Yeah, and also we have Mr. James Wood once again, being the man himself.
What's up?
Also, before we get started, I want Zach and James to plug their YouTube channels right now. Go for it. Start with Zach.
Zach Smith.
It's just called Zach Smith?
Yep. Z-A-C-H
What's
Smith.
What's the easiest video to find you on, you think?
Probably PEEDUH, P-E-E-D-U-H, beautiful FDR7.
Okay, there you go. Because sometimes when you get, not sometimes, always, when you get started, you have that one video that is easier to find than the rest of them. So that's why I ask. And then, James, do you have a video also that's easy to find?
Hey guys, so just search James Wood RX7 and I will pop up. So it's pretty easy to find me.
Okay, perfect. So today's topic's super easy, and I actually put Zach on the spot tonight. I actually just texted him. Instead of texting him the usual, hey, you want to play PUBG and get a chicken dinner? It was, hey, spontaneously show up on my live stream and no pressure. I need you right now, because I was actually all alone. I was going to carry this stream all by myself. No, it wasn't working out. We also have Ron, who's stuck in traffic. So Ron, man with the tribal tattoos, you probably remember him from the last one. And anyway, Zach Smith, how did you get into automobiles?
I actually liked them because my cousins and uncles all did drag racing.
Yeah, I know there was like almost like a fierce competition. I felt like back then it was like, you're driving an import? Nah, what are you doing? And then, especially your cousins, I think I remember, right? And you're just like, no, I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong. To the point where our friends were taking on. You remember when Cody raced your cousin, I think?
He raced who?
Yeah, that's who
Bobby,
it was.
my cousin's like best friend.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that was a funny night. So for the most part, family, all that good stuff. Me and Zach actually have some really good stories we can actually share now, because it's past the statute of limitations in the United States. So we'll probably tell some of those later. And we're not going to reveal where it actually was, so that makes it even harder. So anyway, Mr. James, how did you get into car stuff?
So it was probably, just mainly family. Before my mom and dad had me and my brother, he was always into Z's. And we were born, he got rid of them, but he'd still work on the truck. And he taught me how to work on the cars and trucks, like when I was 6 or 7. And then that kind of got me started into cars. Then I got into trucks, had that all through high school. And then when I came to Clemson, my parents harassed me to get involved in something, and I joined the Clemson Sports Car Club, and met my mentor.
It's not football, it's not soccer, it's not track and cross country. It's I'll just do more car stuff.
Yeah. So there I met kind of like my mentor, who got me into racing in general, and he was actually the guy that called me 5 years ago and said, hey, there's this RX-7 in Charlotte, and you need to go buy it right now.
Wow.
And that is my hill climb car that's sitting in the garage.
So I just want to acknowledge Mod at Garage. So I like to restart this podcast by saying, hi, welcome to the That Dude and Blue podcast, sponsored by Mod at Garage. Because every time he shows up, he's kind enough to throw me $2. And $2 is all we need to run this podcast. So he's the man. He's always the man. And by the way, just for future reference, if anybody does do a super chat, which is the donation stuff, and we're in mid conversation, don't worry. We will acknowledge you no matter what. We just don't want to interrupt each other because I am guilty of interrupting people because I get excited about talking about cars. So don't feel bad if we take a second to reply to your comment. We will get to it no matter what. Anyway, I just wanted to make that clear. Other than that, Mr. Zach, you'll never guess what happened the other day when I visited James.
What is that?
You know how Civics have this, Turbo Civics specifically, they have this one common problem when they launch off the line, when they snap axles.
Oh, wheel hop?
Yeah, I snapped an axle in my 240. First time ever happening. I've never snapped an axle before. So I had no clue what was happening. Like, I was like, oh my God, like I can't move. I can't move at all. What's going on? And, you know, me and James are like, oh my God, is it like our diff or is it whatever? Because he was in the car with me when it happened because I totally gave in to peer pressure. And somebody said, bruh, do a 2-step launch. I was like, okay. Bah, 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 bah. And
That's how it always starts out.
But it was raining. So I thought there'd be enough slip for nothing to happen. I was wrong. But by the way, That Dude Blue podcast sponsored by Zion the Lion. So Zion the Lion is the man. He comes to even my second channel streams too. Oh, look who it is.
Hold on. What do you mean who it is?
Oh,
Yeah.
There's an awesome picture of all of us pushing the 242.
Oh, I know. It's so
at
good.
the autocross.
If you go to my Instagram and you go to the tagged photos, you can see everybody from Clemson pushing my car, like the drive of shame off the autocross
Good times.
course.
Good. And it was in the rain. It was raining too.
It was pouring. And guess what? When I drove to Clemson, not a drop of rain. When I crossed into Clemson's university sign, it starts pouring. As soon as I leave Clemson, it's a sunny day. Just how it goes sometimes.
Sounds like my luck.
Oh, man. Calixto Pinero, I'm sorry I butchered her name, is now the sponsor of That Dude in Blue podcast. I'd like to give a shout out to him. No, thank you so much. Seriously. That's a great gesture of you guys, but I do appreciate everybody showing up, obviously. Because Zach, do you remember back in the day, we would go on these crazy road trips and on the way back, I would be like, hey, Zach, I think I'm going to do a live stream when I get home just because, you know. And
you mean like the trip to Maryland?
Yeah, we drive to Maryland, go crazy up there, drive all the way back, 9 at night. I'll do a live stream. I'm not dead or anything, you know. And then we went to Shenandoah to a drift event. I drove all the way back, did a live stream. But the main thing I'm pointing out is that we would have all of our friends in one room, and I would just be doing the live stream, and Maya, Hunter, Zach, everybody would be in the same room, like playing video games or something. Like they weren't even there. Like you guys were just chilling in the back, and every now and then you'd be like, I don't like that car that guy mentioned. And then you just go back to what you were doing.
The good old days.
This is sponsored by Modded All Garage. Challenge accepted. Okay, so Ron, now that you're here, plug all your social media stuff before we get started with you.
Oh, 2JZ, no-ish, S15.
Okay, and that's on Instagram, right?
Yeah, on IG.
Zach is the same guy who owned the hatch, by the way. Okay, so
Zach's hatch, by the way.
Zach's
I'm sorry,
hatch.
I interrupt that.
Zach's hatch.
Yes. Anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. So Ron, the topic of today's podcast / live stream is because it's a hybrid of sorts. I just call it a podcast because it's easier.
Okay.
And we're just car dude chilling. How did you get into cars?
Long story short, I grew up in Jacksonville, North Carolina, Camp Lejeune area. My mom was married to a Marine.
Wow.
Go figure.
Florida.
Not Florida.
Yeah.
And he had a 5.0 Fox body that he would take to the drag strip all the time. And he's always be in the garage working on it. And just one day I think I was 12 or 13. He asked me if I wanted to go, and it literally sounds so corny, but the smell of burning rubber is what got me addicted.
No
Just
way.
sitting next to the burnout box and just listen to cars light them up and just watching cars just go from A to B. People think it's the most dumbest thing that you like the smell of burning rubber. I'm like, yeah, E85 or Ignite.
Same thing as FD, man. When you go to Grid Life or FD, you come home smelling like rubber, and you're like, I had a good day. It was a really good day today.
That's how I got it. I just got into cars like that. Same thing I got into guns. I grew up around it, and I do it for a living. So
cool. So Unfocused Racing being about it with that super chat. He said, if Grabber, we'll all answer the question out of respect. So if Grabber Blue is Smurf, what would Performance Blue be? What would it like? What shade do you think it would be if something was called Performance Blue? I think that's what he's asking.
Performance, I don't know.
I think like this Red Bull can, like
Like
kind of
a
royal
navy.
Yeah,
Royal blue.
Performance Blue.
I could agree
Yeah,
with
that
that.
sounds about right.
Yeah. So. Oh my God! Holy! I'm gonna cry.
Well,
Holy
that's
crap!
awesome.
I know him. That's my friend Josh. Why'd you do that? You don't gotta do that, dude.
That Josh
my God.
with
So-
the GTR.
Josh, you just earned yourself like 3 minutes of just straight talking about you and how great you are. So essentially, Josh is the guy I reviewed his R32 GTR, which is the most flawless Skyline R32 I've ever driven.
Josh.
Then after that, he got a Type R. Let me drive it. I was having a bad day. Josh just said, let's go for a drive. And he let me drive his Type R on some back roads. And I literally felt so good. And then I came back and I was not pissed off anymore. Then Josh helped me put all of my K2 suspension on my Integra, even when we had hurdles and everything. Seriously, Josh, you are the man. And I'm not saying that out of greed. I'm saying that because you just are. Like, at any opportunity this guy can come out, I'm like, you should come out and hang out, because Josh is the true personification of a car friend. I mean, Zach, how many times we saved your ass on the side of the road?
A couple. A good handful.
My second vlog ever is involving us going to a secret meet called Supreme Meet in Virginia. And I'm in Matt Holder's Prelude, and we get back, and then we grab Zach on the side of the road, which it's super personal, but you're totally with this chick that didn't work out. And it was just so funny, like how it was just a bad day in general. And then after all of it happening, you fixed your car. It was a bad, what was it? Bad fuse, I think.
Yeah,
like
ECU
that.
fuse that we just straight looked right over.
Yeah, you looked right over it. And then we went to another car meet that same night. It was
That was
a
everything in
12-hour
the world
escapade.
telling me to leave. that it was not a good idea.
Yeah, Thomas Davis, thank you so much. Appreciate it. You didn't even say anything. That's crazy. All right, so James, tell us about what was going on with your FC.
So on the FC, well, on any rotary, I'm sure you guys know there's a giant rat's nest of vacuum lines, and they all get brittle, they break, it causes so many problems. So what everybody loves to do is take that rat's nest off. Now, half the time when people do it, their cars run like ass for the rest of the time. Like, no one can figure it out. And the other half get to work. So I decided to pull my intake manifold off and do it all. Got it all done, and then put it back together. Cranked it. It idled fine, but then anytime you give it throttle, it would just start to cut. And then I just had the wonderful anti-lag sound. It backfires.
Yeah.
We checked everything. I started rewiring stuff to the ECU because previous owners have hacked the harness up. Turns out it was a loose ground on top of the motor. And it was fine at idle because it didn't really move. But then when I revved it and I have solid mount, so the whole car moves, it would just shake that ground and cut out. So I spent like 2 days of work rewiring stuff just to find out it was a ground that was loose.
Wow. Always, dude. So
Little stuff.
That sucks.
I know.
I apologize if I mispronounced your name. Various9, Variux, I think, says, I need help. with a Toyota Supra 87 Turbo. Check Insta. So I'm assuming that's your Instagram name. Everybody go follow him. Thomas Davis is the perfect question for freaking Zach. Seriously. Says, any advice on B20s?
Turbo them on low boost.
Low boost.
Low boost only.
When your car was B20 on low boost, that thing was bad. That thing was legit.
It was good till we turned up the boost, and then it'd go past rev limiter. That's why it messed
was
up.
like
Lost the rocker nut completely.
Jesus.
Man.
Okay, so we have Desari. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Why don't you go to Gwinnett Thursday meet anymore? Just time. Nothing personal. I actually enjoyed that meet. I just have to go back another time. Southern Hooning, who has a YouTube channel you should follow. He's local to me as well. Really, really awesome drift channel. He says, keep killing it, guys. Coming up with my 10K sub marker, so I'm not far behind you, David. Hey, 10K, dude, Zach was with me when I hit 10K. So it's a big milestone. We, me, Zach, and everybody back in Richmond, this is like full nostalgia stuff, man. It's like we would go to Sonic like every time I hit a milestone. There's a Facebook video on my personal Facebook of our friend Kelsey. Like, she's just sitting there munching on a giant thing of tater tots. And I go, guys, thank you so much for, I think it was 80,000 subscribers. She just goes, tater tots.
What?
Yeah. So, and car stuff like brings so many great people together. I preach this all the time. It's super cheesy, but Ron, to invite you to this live stream, I looked up your email, and the last email he sent me was when he asked me to review his car.
Oh, shit.
And it was like, hi, David, would you like to review my R33 Skyline, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, no way. Really? Okay. And then it's funny, out of coincidence, I just ran into you at Grid Life, like in line.
Yeah, CJ, you and
Small
CJ drove by.
world. Yeah. And then James, I met because of iTrack, which, by the way, if you're in the Atlanta area, you should go to
Such a
iTrack.
fun event.
Zach, you should come down literally just to chill and see iTrack. It's legit.
We'll be there Friday. We're bringing the supercharged M3 and the FC.
Oh, yeah.
When is this?
It's like once a month almost. It's our local Shenandoah kind of thing like we have up there. But it's 5 minutes from my house.
Text me details.
I
It was a
will.
lot of fun.
Oh, it's fantastic.
David, I'm leaving. I should be up in Atlanta probably sometime next week. Just for a warning, if you're going to be up there.
Well, I'm moving soon, so.
Well, I'm letting you know if you need help moving, I have a truck.
There you go.
Hey,
we know you have a drift car, a Mustang, but you don't own a truck.
that's my next step.
I'm buying a truck next.
Once I finish all my projects, like finish as close as they can be, you know what I mean? Once they're all running, driving, whatever, and then I save up more money, that's my next step is truck and trailer.
David, is it going to be Grabber Blue?
No. Like I did the whole point of having Blue Jay-Z was an import brother to the Mustang. You know, like it's just like if Smurf was an import, what would it look like? And it's like, ta-da! And then everything else will look different. By the way, make sure to check out that Insta. He's from Cumming, Georgia, which is just north of Atlanta.
Yes.
Sweet.
By the way, everybody, I am actually doing something that's probably going to end up being a mistake later. I'm doing a small update on the Drift 240 releasing tomorrow. Basically a teaser trailer for what
That's
I've
a
been
giant
doing.
mistake.
It's a giant mistake.
Such a mistake. You're putting a wing on it.
Yeah, no, but all I do is explain where it's been. It's been a year since I've talked about it. So
Seriously?
Wow.
yeah, so
Damn.
I'm just gonna be like,
Wait.
it's
when
no
was
the
last time
video.
we talked about it.
The video is literally like, it still exists. Congratulations. I'll see you later. Like I went to Evolved yesterday and was like, hey, I need like 30 minutes. And I just put the tripod down and showed what we've done in the process, but I don't give away any big details. So
Cool.
that'll be tomorrow at 10 a.m. So cool.
Sweet.
I have a question. One more.
Okay.
David, somebody hit me up today wanting to buy my roller. No motor. They want to buy the S15.
What?
Yes.
How much?
I told him, and this is just me throwing it out. And you seen it? It's a clean car, clean title, everything. I told him just for the roller, no motor, maybe trans with no wheels because Alan wants the wheels. I told him $15,000, which is a steal.
That's
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of work off of you, man. That's what
It takes
I'm
a lot of
saying.
work off Alan too.
Yeah, and he doesn't need any more work, dude. That guy worked his ass off.
I don't know. You were there for the Supra, and I appreciated all your guys' input when I got the Supra. And now I'm asking you about this. I mean, I'm on the fence, but the only thing it would do is I would literally take my motor and put it in the most. I don't know if you know, I have the 67 Corvette I have with the 350 in it.
Bruh.
Ooh.
I want to do it. I want to pull the motor out and I want to do something like that.
Do that. I support that.
More than enough room in that engine bay, dude.
Yeah. That's what pretty much, if I sell the car, I'd be going for another project. That's all it would be.
So
but I want to do something orthodox. That's all.
That'd be
Okay.
sick ass build though.
That'd be dope.
Thomas Davis, you're the man. Thank you. Zach, you know what? I saw it enough times on the chat. I've explained it a lot, but not consistently. What is the story of the hatch after I filmed it last? Because the last time I filmed it, we were at your last place in the middle of your yard, taking that off. And that was 2015, I think it was. So
Sounds about right.
that's a long time ago. So what exactly? Okay, as far as I remember, basically a piston had a hole in it. Is that right?
Yeah, detonation from, I guess, loss of spark, fuel, something. I never really cared enough to investigate it enough, but blew a hole through, I think it was cylinder 4 piston. So I ordered the stuff to fix it and then just lost all motivation. So it sat, and then I had a friend who wanted to buy it and didn't know that you were interested.
Guys, listen to this, okay? I go to my friends Hunter and Maya's wedding. Hunter and Maya are such great people. I go all the way up there back to Virginia, and I overhear that Zach's hatch was sold, just the roller. And had I known it was for sale, this is not your fault, Zach, but had I known, I would have driven all the way to Virginia to get it. I'm dead serious, because that car was so a part of my start in I felt like that was such a great time. Like, if I look back at that Jude and Blue greatest hits, that's by far up there.
Dude,
if
I
that
would've
car
known.
was awesome, and I would have totally put at least a nice engine in it. I don't know if I would have done that crazy, but I would have put a nice engine in it.
If I would have known you were wanting it, I had literally everything still to rebuild it to exactly what it was, and I could have sold it to you all for a really good deal.
I know.
But I didn't know you were
happens,
into it.
man. Well,
I miss it. I sort of regret selling it.
Hey, you know what the bright side is? You can find another roller for like $300. So you're okay. If you ever wanted to go back Honda.
Too late now.
Real quick, Aquaschool96 says, would you ever review a classic Mercedes? The answer is completely yes. I actually have a few emails got to reschedule on some baller classic Mercedes. So, but you know what's interesting? German cars on my channel never do well. Ever. I don't know what it is. I think it's just we're so tuner muscle on this channel that Euro is awesome. I like Euro cars, but for some reason they don't resonate as well with people a lot. I've done 2 E30s. They weren't that. I understand they weren't quote internet exciting, but one was completely fully restored down to the door panels. Everything inside was perfect, and people are like, "We're sick of these boring Euro cars." I was like, "Oh, okay." Oh my god, here. And I was like, well, I guess I'll I always still say yes, but I just know that when I do a car like that, it's not going to do as well as say a Skyline or an Evo or a Mustang, etc. But what are y'all's opinion on classic Mercedes or German cars?
I like them.
You know my opinion on German cars.
Yeah, you don't like them.
issues.
Yeah.
I like classic German cars. They're fun. I mean, I like any classic car for the most part, though.
I'll just say air-cooled 911 and be the hipster and say, there you go.
I do
I love
want an air-cooled
Porsches.
911.
Wave. So essentially, Zach, because you sold the hatch, didn't you? Did you get a Fox? Is that what you
Dana.
got? Hi, Alejandro.
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Hey, girl. Hey.
I bought an FC to
There you
build
go.
for a drift car and ripped the rotary out of it. Midway of
sad
ripping
day.
the rotary out,
Oh,
Oh,
James.
I
so, yeah,
decided to
I
build
couldn't
a
remember
drift
if it was
car
a Fox
or a drag car. So I bought a Fox. I was gonna LS swap it. Got bored with the idea of drag car, so now I'm building a Fox to hopefully handle, if that's even possible.
So Modic Garage says, David, you should buy the TRC Supra. One, that car has to be like $80,000. Two,
Jesus.
I don't know. That thing was just so freaking
Oh,
wild,
it's
dude.
so nice.
It's so nice. And that's too a part of Heavy Air, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's Heavy Air's car. That's
Did
how
he
I see
really? Do you know if he really sold that 240?
it. I think he did sell the 240.
That was
That's what
more
we were
his
talking
baby than
about
the
last
Supra.
time.
Yeah.
It randomly got brought up again today. Me and James were talking about it.
Yeah, it
Modest
did.
James. Yeah.
So yeah, speaking
Wow.
of that dude, I was trying to get him in here. But so the Supras and stuff, man, like I talked about this last podcast, but I had more fun sharing that red Supra with people than anything. Like giving people rides in it who had never been in a Supra,
Yeah.
people who had never seen one, and just showing up and being like, yeah, I got one. Like, here you go.
Right.
Check it out. That was the most fun thing about it.
I'm sorry. As a person who's owned a Supra Mark IV, it's more of a showpiece, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I owned it. I did it. Did the power. Did all that. I'd much rather have a car that I could enjoy and not worry about breaking something and freaking out when they charge, what is it, $2,000 just for a cluster?
Yeah, just
The
for a
Supra,
cluster.
Nice.
the
Oh my
Supra tax
God.
is ridiculous. Yes.
It sounds like FD
Like,
tax.
Or spoon
A
gauges,
JDM
Honda.
one. Yeah. They're so expensive. So, like,
Yeah.
for people that use it, like, yeah, I drive a Supra. Like, who cares, dude? I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
not impressed.
Josh, iTrack is this Friday, and it's I think it's like at 4. It starts at 4.
Yeah.
And then,
Doors open at 4.
yeah,
You can come
Thomas-
see this.
Thomas Davis, once again, thank you for being so kind. Modic Garage, once again, the 240 is gone. IRS is still oh my gosh, that's insane. So when it comes to like all the stance meets that are happening in Atlanta, I go to 90% of them, but if I have something else that day, I don't go. I don't try to squeeze it in because it's like once you've been to one, right now there's not a lot of variety. You go there, it's inside or outside, you walk around once and then you're good. 10 years ago when I was really young, or with Zach and I were so about car meets that we would keep our local meet alive in 5-degree weather.
Jesus
You're about it.
Like, just to say, no, I'm dead serious. Virginia's
Oh.
car scene is so small that if you don't be consistent with the car meet, it dies. It's gone.
He's
Like,
not even lying.
There's no. So we were like, we are going to keep the car culture alive here in Richmond, no matter what. So I would get the hand warmers, put them in my gloves, layer up 4 times, go out there, wear a beanie, stand in that parking lot, no matter how small the crowd was. And then people would see in their Snapchat, Instagram that we were there. They would come out. We'd all hang out. Then we go to cookout afterwards.
Our
Cookout
feet
was
would
always
literally be
good.
frozen.
Jake
Love me some
Santos
cookout.
is at 629 subscribers and counting. You inspire me. Go to subscribe to Jake Santos because he's about that life.
There you go.
You're hidden in that chair.
Negative 15 isn't cold.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it was bad. Thank you, Modic Garage, once again. My DMs are too full, man. Unfortunately, I can't look at them. It's just too much. So somebody asked about my Mustang, the Pro Charger belt, and the tensioner is about to snap. So I got to change that out. So other than that, so Ron, you have the S15 project that you might get rid of. It sounds like.
I don't know. I want to. I might not. I just the satisfaction of having the 2JZ S15 that's road legal, not Fed legal. We all know it's not legal, guys. Relax in the comments. It's so satisfying to have, and just a 2J anything. So that's why, like the whole thing, like I had the R33, I had two R33s, and then I had the Supra and had an Evo. I'm more into the drivability. The Evo had the shortest lifespan, but I had more fun in that car just because of the drivability. Like I love all-wheel drive, I love the feeling of it. But the 2J, I can't beat the 2J. I'm sorry, I'll put a 2J in anything.
Right.
And I think I might.
Well, it's like you always make that trade-off, right? It's always like,
yes.
Do I want something that's stupid fast? Well, like, okay, never mind. Let me take two steps back. You buy a modern car that always works no matter what, and you have to make a payment. Yeah. Or you get a tuner car or whatever you want to do to it, and you spend money fixing it.
That's if you do a tuner car, like, make sure it's produced in the United States and you can get parts for it.
Exactly. That's the cheapest way to go fast is American. And that
LS. I want an LS car. It sounds stupid. I want an LS. Okay, not gonna lie. This is totally me fanboying out. Thank you. Totally me fanboying out. David, when you did the review on the LS swapped S2000, I want that. I want that.
Death trap.
I wouldn't do that because then you're spending more money to not really make much more power until you like go above 700, 800 horsepower. Because you can throw
with that short wheelbase
on a stock motor.
So Shaler Motorsports, good friend of ours, says, "What's the best time of year for car stuff or track event in Atlanta? Doing COTA in March and curious what the best season to do Atlanta." I think all of us can pretty much pitch in. I would say iTrack is about once a month. Import Alliance in that era of meets is in March. Then Grid Life is in August. So I would say Grid Life would probably be the best time to come. What would you think?
Grid Life,
Because if you want to do time attack, if you want to do time attack there, you can. If you want to drift there, you can. So you got best of both worlds, all that good stuff. Or every single month is Caffeine and Octane. So if you want an excuse to see a giant car event, just go to Caffeine and Octane for Sunday.
Who's got the guinea pig?
Yes, Tim's got a guinea pig.
That is Kendra's guinea pigs.
A lot of people have been asking about the Paul Walker Memorial meet. Yeah, I'll be there.
They're there.
Yeah, I loved going there so much last year because, Zach, did I tell you about Quebec? Like what it was like? It was nuts. So like,
PUBG was not released then, so we weren't hanging out nearly as much.
So essentially, I went to Quebec with these two guys named Nick and Kevin, incredibly down to earth. And they toured me around Quebec City, which feels like you're in Europe for real. It really does. And then we went to Montreal for the Paul Walker Memorial meet. That's also the same trip I filmed Jesse's Jetta that did so well. So I went to the Paul Walker Memorial meet. You know, I don't bring my car there because customs and everything else. That just sucks. And so I get there. I'm expecting solid turnout, huge turnout. Not only that, they were so nice to me that subscribers and viewers left and right were throwing their keys at me to go down the drag strip. Like,
I think I've seen that.
They're like, yeah, race my car. Yeah, race my car. Yeah, I think I raced 3 cars or 4 cars.
Nice.
Nismo GTR, a Pro Charged V6 Mustang, which was interesting. And it made like 400 wheel. It's pretty rad. And then there's like a Crown Vic and a whole bunch of stuff I did. It was sweet. So that's why I'm going back. It was great.
Oh, you guys want to see what I've been working on?
Let's see. The Mega Squirt.
The super old tech that someone gave me. But I've got to swap out the board to an MS2 board and then get another daughter board, and it's going to run the FC.
Bless your heart.
$160.
That is so much work.
You are amazing, sir.
Awesome.
That's legit.
A bunch like all my Turbo Miata friends do Mega Squirt, so I'm like, it can't be too bad.
A lot of LS guys go Mega Squirt
in
also.
a car. Yeah, like I mean, their stuff is so cheap. If you can figure it out, like it is definitely the most bang for your buck.
There's a lot of relays that you're gonna have to run though. I've seen the glove box on Jessica's cousin's truck that was turboed.
So, not to interrupt real quick, but I'm actually experimenting with the live control room on YouTube, and I'm just going to see if a card actually works. So, my last video I put out yesterday was a full time lapse of the entire 240SX build, which in hindsight, I watched it and I was like, holy crap, what a pain in the butt, but what an awesome story. So I'm going to see if this card pops up. Let's see what it does. Great card. Okay, let's see if it comes up on screen. I think it should eventually. Let's see if I put Zach's and James's channel.
Oh, that would be nice.
My channel's weak right now.
I don't care, Zach.
I've been wanting to film for like a solid 2 or 3 weeks, but it's raining every weekend.
Oh man.
Well, Zach, don't feel
That
bad. I only
sucks.
have one video, so I'm a super YouTuber. No big deal. One hit wonder.
Killer YouTuber.
Killer with 900 views. Get at me, bro.
There you go.
Oof.
Let me answer this super chat before it goes away. Oh, it's for you, Ron. You answer it.
Where is it?
Scroll up.
Scroll up. Let's see.
It's yellow.
Hey, Ron, look up TRC video featuring the Red Bull Red Supra. The same guy bought the two. Oh, yeah, I heard that.
There you go.
I guess it's true. Maybe I'll text Javier, see if it's. I haven't talked to him since we were at the half mile.
David said he's typing away.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Damn. Okay, so Zach says, "Yeah, boy," in the card, and then James Wood channel. You know what? I just realized I found both of your channels by typing in RX7 at the end, so that helped.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm just playing around with this, man. I'm just learning. Let's see if here. 1 second. Slates. Anyway, while I'm focusing on this, somebody answer some questions for me.
Let me ask the comment section then. If I did, let's just say, if I did sell this 15 for 15 grand, what would you guys want to buy?
Oh no.
Yeah, let's start that
You've
war.
done-
Oh man.
Let's start that war. What would you guys buy for 15 grand just to start? Just saying. 15
Comments
grand
are
just
about
as a
to
starter
blow
car.
up.
Let's see
Yep.
it.
Yeah, dude.
To put a 2J in? I think
Yes.
the 67 would be a sweet idea.
If I showed
like
you,
that idea.
Seriously, here. How about this? Let me I'll pull up a picture of it. I'm on my computer. I'll pull up a picture of it. You tell me if you would mind. Me and my grandfather built this a while ago, and it's to the point where it's showroom condition. And to pull it out, I would do it, but I think I would get haunted at night. Let's put it that way.
Oh man.
I feel like he would. Here you go. Let's see if I can turn this around.
I need to go get on my computer so I can see shit.
That's it right there.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Dang. That is
Yeah.
pretty.
So I mean that I see that and I just think that would be so badass if I put a 2J in it. And
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys
see-
gorgeous.
have you guys seen the?
It's not all original numbers, is it? All matching numbers?
See, no. When I got it, it was a roller. It didn't have a 427 in it.
I say send it, because that'd be a sweet
See, there,
build.
oh, wait before you see it. Hold on, stop. Turn this fucking camera around. There you go. There's a motor.
Oof. I don't know. That's beautiful as it is.
See?
That's a nice setup. I don't know if I'd 2J
That is
that.
pretty. Dang.
That'd be a
So it's
perfect
just like-
cruiser like it is.
But I
It
can also
is, and-
think of a 2J sitting in that bay and it would look cool.
It would look cool.
It would.
I agree.
So, I mean, I'm thinking of different things. I mean, if I don't put a 2J in something, I really want to LS something, so I could also sell.
Do you want to go straight fast, or are you just trying to cruise?
You can never go straight fast.
Never go
I
straight
can't.
fast?
I want to have the drivability to kind of like David's car. I want to be able to drive it to an event, beat the snot out of it, and drive it back. But I also want
boys.
the comfortability of if
Okay, you
something
don't-
breaks, I don't want to, like when I had my Skyline, you know how hard it is to find an alternator for an R33? Like,
I don't even want to know.
it sucks. There's no AutoZone,
lag.
there's no O'Reilly's, there's no nothing. So, when
I was
it
gonna
comes
say
to that,
go Fox Body LS or Fox Body 2J, even though it's common, but they're
I love
not
to
nearly
stand
as
out.
comfortable.
Love to stand out. So that's the only thing. I'm in the works of. We're talking about it. My buddy's. This is low key, but my buddy's actually putting I don't know why he's putting a 4G in a S2000. So he's
Why?
going for. I don't know, just because he wants to. He wants to be different.
Just to do it?
Yeah.
I guess that's cool.
I don't know why I always like S2000s. I mean, I'm a bigger guy. I've sat maybe one in my life. I never drove one, but I just think the thought of like a 427 in a S2000
It's wild.
Yeah, it's stupid.
They are great cars to drive, especially back roads.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, after his review, man, I fell in love with that. I just fell in love with the idea. I'm like, oh my god, like I want a car that scares me.
I bet.
Oh my god, there he is.
Y'all
Okay.
thought I was gone.
Oh wow.
Okay, anyway. We were talking about, I can't really figure out this whole like live controller thing, so I'm just not gonna worry about it right now.
Okay.
That's okay. So back to what I was talking about. Let's talk about so wow, the chat just like went ham on this question.
Oh yeah.
Crap.
2J
Let's
2J
talk
and
about my
go-kart.
Integra. You know what? I know a lot of people want to talk about my Integra, so I'll go ahead and knock that out. Wait, my camera's like being wonky. How about now? Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
I can see you.
Cool. So Integra is, I wouldn't say on hold, just I'm buying a house. So I gotta do that. I can't
Priorities.
be like, I'm gonna throw my money at a car that's 30 years old. No, we gotta get that done. Gotta adult for a while.
Definitely.
And then once that's over, it's sweet though. It's got like a 4-car garage. And it has an unfinished basement, so I can like do whatever I want, which is cool.
Ooh, I like this
Do what
idea.
Bam Margera
Ron.
did and do what Bam
2
Margera
JZ
did.
swap a Porsche.
We thought about doing a mini ramp in one part of the basement. I'm not even kidding.
That's a good idea.
2
I mean, that'd
and
be
a
dope.
Porsche 944.
If you
If someone wants to donate me a roller, then yeah, I'll do it.
2J and Evo, that'd be tough.
That'd be really tough. We already thought I was gonna do it with my Evo when I pulled the motor. It's a lot of fab work.
But no, what's awesome is like, or not awesome, but what was so hard is like in our price range, I never ever live outside of my means, like ever. So we found a house for really cheap, which is good. And it's because what was so hard about it, we wanted to move more north in the middle of nowhere. But there's no high-speed internet out there. So that was the problem.
Priorities, David.
So Cobra Live 04 says, where do you rank the 0304 Cobra in favorite cars you reviewed? Why the Black Cobra reviews, YouTube royalty. Love the channel. I'd say it's easily in the top 5. 100%. Everybody, literally, even import guys who hate Mustangs love the Terminator Cobra.
I love
It's
the
just one of those
Terminator.
cars, man. It's just
Love it.
it's that fun to drive, even if it's stock. Like my saying about the Terminator was, even if somebody beats you in a race, you're still having more fun. That was always my attitude about it.
True.
Yes.
They are very nice.
Hey,
Derek's Terminator
it's about to
is
be like
beautiful.
a show, you guys. I'm just taking off my jacket. It's like, oh my god.
Someone donate him $1.
I need to pay my college tuition.
Oh my god.
Too far? Okay. Sorry.
No.
Oh, speaking of, you guys might remember a video where we had to go save Ron in his Evo. And what they don't know is, Ron, where were you waiting for us while we were trying to pick you up? Go ahead.
Well, it was
ahead.
fate. Okay. It was fate that the car broke down directly in front of a strip club, and I didn't have AC. So like I looked to the right. I'm like,
I mean,
Oasis.
I guess.
Oasis is open, and I'm really hot and thirsty.
Oh my god! So you went in and you
Yeah,
got
he just
yourself a
chilled.
drink.
He just chilled, waiting for us to pick him up. He's like, "Yeah, dude, everything's great."
Worked out
Yeah, but-
perfect.
The more you know.
Oh my god,
Nice.
so funny.
Yeah, good times.
Zach, you should tell our Maryland adventure story. That's a good one.
Oh god, which one?
Where we went to go visit Marcus and Kenny G, and the night you raced that Camaro.
Yeah, I blew a coolant line. Thought we weren't gonna make it
Is
home.
that what it was?
Yeah, it ended up just being a coolant line. I thought I blew the head gasket. I was like, Marcus looked at me so funny because me and Jake were like discussing it, and I was like, I don't give a f if the car is blown up or anything. I'll rebuild it. I just want to get it home. I do not feel like paying for a hotel
Of course.
and having the car on the side of the road after doing illegal activities.
It was in Mexico.
True.
Completely legal.
It was
Completely
Mexico,
legal.
Maryland, something like
Well,
that.
dude, Maryland doesn't play. They don't play at all up there.
No, they don't. That Camaro was pretty quick. I wish it would have been
yeah.
warmer, so I would have hooked third and pulled away harder.
Yeah. But
He was really cool.
definitely. I mean, you just James, have you ever Mexico'd it? I don't think you ever have.
I got
Technically.
that. I mean, remember that burnout ticket I got with the
Yeah.
Christmas tree in the
Yeah.
back of the FC? So for Christmas, we want to go do a video. So we went to go get the Christmas tree in the race car. Took that. We were in the country in Clemson, and I decided to just rip this massive burnout. And as soon as I get done, a cop shows up, and he was the most pissed off cop I've ever dealt with in my life. He gets out of the car and is like, "You gonna lie to me about this?" And I'm like,
No.
you can hear this car from a mile away.
Yeah.
Can't really lie about anything." And he tried to arrest us, and it was just a terrible time. But
That's ridiculous,
Jeez.
dude.
For a
there was
burnout?
that. Yeah, for burnout. There was one time with a supercharged Viper, doing 180 through a road in Clemson.
Oh,
And that was when
wow.
I was like 19. That was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life, but it was pretty fun. Yeah, it was a second gen Viper with a Novi 1200 on it,
so that thing's bad. That thing's
and
crazy.
that thing was absolutely terrifying. I just got out of that car and I was kind of scared.
You probably wouldn't believe it, but the orange TA Viper I drove from TRC was bolt-ons. That's it. And it was 640 wheel. That car was so fast. I could not believe how fast that car was. Like, there was a video of him running a K20 Turbo EK that had like 700 horse, and he was dead even with it. I'm like,
I believe it.
this is just silly. Like,
Between gearing and grip.
Dang.
and torque.
Yeah. I think probably had more torque than horsepower, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny. We drove that. We drove the Supra, and we drove Heavier's 240. And me and James Kuhn, Jasmine owner, both walked away going, "I think I'd want to own the Viper out of all three because it was super reliable. It was all motor, and it was still scary as hell. So it was like, I guess, like the new gen Viper is one of the best cars I reviewed, no doubt about it. Oh no, Zach, somebody asked you about stance. Anything else?
Well, it's like that saying, once you go black, you never go back. Once you leave stance, you never go back.
No,
Oh, wow.
no.
That's deep right there.
It's so much nicer to not have your car rubbing every turn. Handles so much better when you're a little bit above the tire. Just feels
Yeah.
so great. Handles so
Because
much better.
your hatch at one point was a little cambered out, and it rubbed a lot. If I remember,
It was stance
right.
boy. It was stance
Yeah.
boy. And it was cool at the time. And then as soon as I raised it up, I was like, oh my God, I've been doing it wrong my whole life.
There's been a bunch of my like stance friends that I was in college with are now switching to track. They got rid of
Track
all
is-
their airbags and they're expensive wheels, and now they're talking to me about track stuff. And I'm like, how do we get into this? And they're like, oh wait, this is actually expensive too. We're like, yeah, it's not cheap.
Yeah, there's a couple Honda guys around here that are switching from stance to turbo builds with traction and actual track setup. It's like it's becoming the new thing. Stance is dying. Hopefully,
I hope it dies for good.
Well, I wouldn't say it's always cheap, but it's kind of like the go-to for people who are, I wouldn't say on a budget, but they just want what they want, right off the bat, and they just get expensive wheels and tires, and then they dump it, and it's done. That's a quote build, and
All right.
I don't think it'll ever completely go away,
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of like the lowrider, right? It's like it'll never go away. The hydraulics will never go away. They're still around
Is that-
somewhere. Donks never went away. That's always still been a thing.
Yeah, ask Alan that.
Oh yeah, he's been working on one for like 3 weeks now.
Dude, did you guys know donk racing is a thing, by the way?
They do it at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
It's the new
in the
thing.
8th mile.
It is huge down in the, like, I didn't realize how big it was down here in the south. And I'm just like, damn, because like I've seen these like turbo LS donks. It's like going down drag strips. I'm like, holy crap. This is sketchy.
That's the new thing to go fast on like 20s or 22s.
That's
It's
terrifying.
big
to
in
think
Virginia
about.
too.
I
now,
feel
too.
bad for the rear ends of those cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny because most of those cars are so flashy, but then you look underneath them, you're like, oh no, like it's like rust and misalignment and like all these things. You're like, oh my goodness. Stance in general has a lot of different levels of it. It's not like what we're talking about is hovercraft mode. We're talking about like -10 degrees. And we're like, what are you doing, bro? -2, -4, whatever, that's fine. But when you're doing,
it's not bad at all.
When you're doing this, like my 240 is -2 all the way around, but it helps the car.
I could see stance up front, like for drift cars, because you want to be showy.
But I mean, they all do that. I mean, even FD cars are all cambered out in the front.
Well, you gotta have it cambered up so you get traction and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like the donk that's being worked on at where Alan works, the reason they had to fix it is because he did a bunch of donuts and burnouts, and it like completely misaligned his axle and snapped his axle or something, or snapped where his diff was, and like a support of where the diff is held. If that makes sense.
Wow.
It was horrible. It was bad. But I think but this is just random, Ron, but I think I'm finally going to be doing an SRT4 soon on the channel. So I know you'll be excited.
I love those cars.
People,
I was just talking about that today. That's probably one of the most funnest cars I've ever
people
drove.
wanted it forever. And a lot of people thought it was something personal. I'm like, no.
Don't they
don't
break
work.
every time you try to mess with
Yeah,
them?
they just don't work. And it's just one of those things where it's like, no, it's not like I hate them. It's like, in fact, it's kind of like the Evos. Every single Evo on my channel has broken at least once. Every single one. And same with the Subarus too. Like, Zach, do you remember Matt's Subaru? Like the blob eye? That thing was bad when it was done. It was like 500 wheels.
And then he sold it immediately before it broke again.
It
man.
blew up once, and he was like, okay, this is it. And then he sold it.
Yeah, he was smart to get out of that while it was still running.
Everybody, yeah. I mean, you guys know my Subaru stories of 5 motors and trying to make power and crap like that. It doesn't work.
Never. Don't do it. I got a buddy who literally put 60 grand in this 2017 STI, and I'm not going to say any names, but I love you, Sean. And and his car only makes 460 horsepower right now.
Yeah,
he spent how much?
He rebuilt the entire car. I think he spent about 40 grand. I want to say brand new motor, like fully built everything.
In an LS swap car, you could have over 1,000 horsepower.
I know.
No,
once you love
could have
that life,
1,000 horsepower for like
in a Civic
$5 grand.
for that much horsepower.
Yeah, it's not even close. But like, what's interesting is a lot of people want me to case swap the Integra. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. It's too
MR2. I want an MR2 so bad.
I looked up the numbers. I've met several people in town with K-swaps to ask them about it. They all said it was like, it's not the motor. The motor's cheap. It's not the mounts. That's cheap. But it's reversing everything. It's when you're reversing all the crap in the bay and everything else. And on average, it's about $6,000 to do a full K-swap. And I'm just like, hell no.
It's a lot of money.
No. No, that's more than a lot of money. I mean, it blows my mind. And then you don't even have a built motor. That's just a K motor, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing engine, but I'm not the B series to the K series. If you do a built B, it's not going to be as good as the K in the end, but it's still really good. You can still do a lot. Bs are great. I mean, the world record half mile car is a B18 GSR or B16, whatever.
World
it is.
record quarter miles B too.
Yeah. So I mean,
once you build them, the K block is better. Stock for stock,
Yeah.
the K will make more power than a B any day.
It's not worth it. If you want to pay for it, I'll do it, but I'm not doing it. I saw some
I'd
people say
stick
it's
B.
worth it. I'm not doing it.
Stick B, it's a lot easier to find parts and stuff for. Still, they're cheaper.
Listen to Zach.
Like you can find a crank and a block for $150 if you spend a rod bearing.
I found to do the entire motor. Like if I wanted to do LSV Tech fully built, everything eventually down the road, it costs like less than $1,000. I'm like, this is insane.
You'd probably spend a little bit more with like pistons and rods and stuff, but it wouldn't be much more. I got my pistons and rods for like $700.
Yeah,
Just
that's
make
like,
sure
is that
don't
were they Eagle
go
or
like
Manly
CP
or
piston.
CP?
I had Manly Wiseco set up, but the Wiseco wrist pins, the upgraded wrist pins are the same size as CP's normal wrist pins. So if you do it, go CP Manly or CP Eagle. Both rods are good.
Yeah, but you have to realize I'm coming from the 2J world, which is the most expensive thing in the world to build. It's ridiculous. And after coming from the Mustang, it just makes you resentful. I did all this work to this car, and then you look back at the Mustang, and you're like, that took one night to make it that way.
I'm pretty sure James can agree the rotary probably costs more than a 2J to build.
Yeah, that can get. I mean, they both can get very expensive. But I know, like, you start wanting to get into 3-rotor builds and like make power on those. I mean, a 3-rotor motor, like the 20B alone, costs $6,000 just for a motor. Then you want to tear it apart, start porting, gets worse.
It's funny. I'm looking at RX-7 right now.
Cobra Life 04 says, one more donation because of the Black Cobra vid. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So coming back from the 240, I oversaw in the comments earlier, somebody asked if there was cams. It's 264 cams. But it's just interesting. Like a lot of people want me to go the super cheap way on the Integra internally. I'm like, no, sorry, I won't do it.
It can work, but it's not worth it.
I don't care if something works. I want it to last.
Like the stock B20 lasted for a good while and it worked, but it's not nearly as good as a built setup.
And you knew the day was gonna come. I don't want that in the back of my head.
Like when Maya drove it, she said, "What if it breaks?" I'm like, "It's had its day. Let's send it."
Yeah. But man, I was looking at other motors too, like the B18 C5, the Type R motor. They're going for like $4,000 now. I'm like, goodness gracious. That's insane.
$4,000.
Nice shirt.
He said it.
No,
I just had to grab it.
No, I would not get a stroker kit. Come on. I'm just talking about like normal Integra. Like for some reason, people think strokers are longevity.
Strokers
are not.
No, they're not.
They're the
Strokers
other
make
way
less
around.
power than Hondas.
Other way around.
That takes half the life off the motor right there.
In the B series, the stroker, like people go stock stroke for a reason.
Yeah.
Like all the fast cars are stock stroke.
Yeah. It's a literal race motor that's meant to do one thing and only do it once, pretty much. That's what it's made. And this is like any stroker engine. I'm talking like anybody. I mean, that's why you see the RBs don't last long. That revved at like $11,000. You know, it's like 3 passes. They get their time. They're like, sweet, we just spent $20,000. All that good stuff. But after doing them, like I said, I always go back to it. After doing the Mustang, I rethink about everything I've done in the past 2 years, because it's like we put that Pro Charger on, 7 pounds, and the car was done.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
That's easy.
Where'd David go?
David's gone.
David disappeared on us.
Thanks for coming to his podcast, everybody. Good night.
Say hey to YouTube. What's
Is he really gone?
David's gone.
I think David bailed on us. Well, it's our chat now, I guess, guys.
It's the James, Zach, and Ryan show.
Why though?
Oh,
okay, he's back.
Dad's back.
So anyway, what are we talking about?
No, it's just Ron, Zach, Dave, and myself.
You know what? Because we're on this topic, I think this is a good thing to talk about. James, what project/idea project have you had that was an instant regret, like later?
Wait, what? Was that directed to me?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you say? Sorry,
I said
Alfie was talking to me.
Have you had a project that was like basically instant regret once you started?
Instant
The
regret.
FC.
I think the hill climb car. I think it's the hill climb car to me, because you talk about it a lot.
I mean,
the
hill climb car is like it is the biggest project that I've done. So it probably would be that, just because that is the biggest. That's just the biggest project I've ever had on a car so far. I mean, it's been 5 years. It's been broken a lot. It's been fixed a lot. It's won a bunch of stuff, which is great. That's why I love it. But yeah, it's probably been, I guess, the biggest headache out of anything. But I wouldn't say like regret it, because if I didn't have that, I don't know if I ever would have gotten into racing.
Well played, sir. Well played.
So, bought it garage. You're ready for a dually review? I totally do a dually. And Mr. Chris, I know him. All caps says to help with David's Wi-Fi afloat. I think. You know what I think? I think it's just Comcast being bitter that I need to call them back, because they're setting up my new internet for the new place we're moving to. So maybe that, I don't know. It's a conspiracy.
They said they're going to cancel your internet at the place you're at now.
Tinfoil hat engaged. So anyway, yeah, I mean, Ron, would you say would you say the Supra, or what else do you think was, or the R33, or what do you think?
Sounds like the Supra from the earlier talk about the Supra.
Not you talking about the biggest regret? No regrets.
No regrets.
Yeah, I think the biggest. I want to say the biggest one, and this is just me, and a lot of you guys don't know this. Actually, I think David's the only one that knows this in the room. Is my first R33.
The black one?
The black one.
Yeah.
Really?
Because okay, well here's the
other than because of finding parts.
No, here's a spoiler alert. It never had a title.
Sketchy.
Okay, that is sketchy.
Yeah, and I dumped countless. Have you guys ever seen you've seen the engine bay? There was not a dime spared on that car. Well, in my defense, the guy I bought the car from, and this is why I want to go into the JDM business, is because he promised me after I bought the car, spend another $2,500 and I will get my title from Japan, yada, yada, yada. And that's pretty much what happened. And I never got it. And he gave me the runaround and pretty much disappeared, and just a bunch of shady. Anyone's ever dealt with, gray market cars knows that everyone's shady.
Everyone.
So, yeah, which is why me and James Modest wanted to get in the business and take Modest Racing and start doing gray market cars and be honest with people and tell them the truth, and not tell them what they want to hear for their money, but I want them to feel safe and comfortable. I've met so many shady people in this business; it's ridiculous. But anyways, to answer your question, the R33 because it never had a title to begin with. I was promised a title. I never got it, so I said send it, and we built it anyways. But I got the super out of it. But I guess to backtrack, I don't regret it because I never would have met you. I never would have met Alan.
Fair.
Grid Life.
Fair.
Was it 2 years ago? Grid Life is when I first met everybody, and I pretty much consider you guys my family. And after that, I just the reason why I'm on here now is because of my car and because of cars brought us together. So if I never would have had it, I never would have met you. I never would have met Alan, Kyle.
That's how I look at my stuff too, man. 100%.
So I wouldn't say regrets, but money-wise, yes. Financially, you're retarded. But that's what happens when you make, a couple $100,000 while working overseas. You got money to spend.
So Trinity72 says, QC represent. Hey, David, check your email. Car review material. You've never done it before. It's a 1972 Chevelle. Dang.
Ooh, I need more information on this Chevelle.
Yeah, dude. Zach is all about that stuff. He's all about Chevelles.
I found an abandoned one I want.
Oh, no. So let's end at 9:45, guys. I think it's been a really successful stream.
Yeah.
On a Tuesday night, nonetheless. People
on a Tuesday.
Guys, this is totally like random, but would you and the audience want to do a podcast every Tuesday night?
I can get down with that.
Send it.
We'll just have to set alarms. We'll have to set alarms on our phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm game. Plus, we get more Zach. I want more Zach on the channel.
It's been a long time.
Too long. Voice crack engaged.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think so. Okay, sure, please, yeah, sweet. Because it's just cool. Because I'd like to have other guests on here too. James, we could probably get like Johnny from Michelin on here and stuff like that. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm sure we get Johnny, and I'm sure there's other guys down here that would love to be on this.
Also, I was on Justin Bell's live stream earlier, who's the Le Mans driver, or ex-Le Mans driver. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I really enjoy this stuff because it's just chilling, hanging out, and answering questions. And people who freaking donate don't even realize how awesome they are. Everybody coming doesn't realize how awesome they are, but of course, people who do that. I don't care what people say. Like, YouTubers are just people. We're not superheroes. So when people are kind enough like that, you're like, why me, dude? Like, I'm just...
David, you remember when people used to come up to you and me and all of our friends were like, it's just David. Like, he's just our friend. Like, these people are worshiping him. Like,
it still happens. We're at Clemson.
Oh, I believe it. I'm sure it's even more now.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting too because I was with Zach the first time somebody asked me to sign something, and
oh my God, that was forever ago.
I literally said very nicely back. I said, "Why?" I was like,
yeah.
I don't sure, but you're not gonna get like value out of it if that makes sense. They're like, no, I just really like your stuff. I just want you to sign it. I go, okay, cool. The worst thing though is like there's this paradox, right? I call it the Dude in Blue paradox. It happens at every car event I go to. It's when somebody comes up to me who's a fan and they go, David, can you sign something? And I don't have a Sharpie on me. And they go, do you have a Sharpie on you? And I go, one, I probably should have a Sharpie on me at car events.
But you don't want to be that guy.
But two, what kind of prick carries around their own autograph Sharpie? Like say that out loud. That just sounds like the biggest D-bag thing to do. So I'm just like, no. But that's why I'm like, I'm sure they have one. So it's just funny how that evolves over time. And you see how people appreciate you. And it's unreal. So other than that, that was pretty cool. Zach, out of everybody here, saw me grow the most, without a doubt. And it was...
Yeah, I think we became like really good friends at like, 2,000 or something subscribers?
About 2,000. I met Alex, the Hawkeye guy. I met him 15,000 because he looked it up in my passenger seat. I remember he He didn't know who I was or anything. I don't mean it that way. We were and he looked it up and was, oh, dude, sweet. And then everybody at that time got their own vlog video. I remember Kelsey got one. Hunter pretty much got one. Everybody got one. And I'll do that for, we should do a redo with you, Zach. And then we should do Ron and James. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down to do that.
I'm down for that.
We could probably do it when I come down for Grid Life again, because it has to happen.
Oh,
dude, I need
please come for Grid Life, please.
I need to drive in Grid Life this year.
Yeah, you should.
That needs to happen. I gotta get funds sorted, but I'm down. We're doing it.
David, though, for this year for Grid Life, I don't care if you do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm renting a golf cart again.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Last story, please. Can you please tell the podcast this story?
I don't
Take as long as you need.
I don't want to incriminate myself.
No, it's all in the details.
Okay.
It's so good. Go ahead.
All right. When you mix liquor, me, and Alan Kearns together in a golf cart.
Which, by the
Grid
way, I don't really drink ever, so I have to babysit these people when they
Okay, so it's late night Grid Life. Everyone's partying, playing beer pong, blah blah. We're driving around the golf carts. Kyle's driving. Evolve Injection. I'm gonna plug his stuff. Alan's in the back. Yeah, Alan's in the back, and with Ricky, our token black guy. So
token black guy.
Oh my
God, he just threw that
to
out
do
there.
with this.
Yeah, no, David was gone. No, David left.
I was gone.
Home. So we're just driving around and we're just being retarded, doing wheelies and stuff like that. And Alan goes, he like leans in because he's in the back. He's like, let's drive it on the track. And we're looking at each other. We're like, let's go. So what we do is we drive all the way around because the where the pits are, the gate's locked. But on the other side where the showers are, the gate's wide open. We drive all the way around the track. I feel like we were some kids sneaking. We get straight up to the big building in the middle. We see lights on. We like cut the lights off, and we put it in neutral so no one hears like an electric golf cart. Don't know we're wasted.
Drunk thinking.
We get on the track and we're going. We're like, oh my God, we're on the track. We're driving. All of a sudden we hear some guy like, hey, we're like, we look over and there's a tow truck guy, a random tow truck guy just standing there gripping the fence. You guys get over here. Kyle's driving. We're like, go. Kyle gets off the track and jumps back on to get that giant, if everyone's been a Grid Life, that giant hill.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay. Well, there's two hills. There's a down and then there's an up. So we're all wasted. Well, for you guys that never drove like one of these electric gas-driven golf carts, the golf cart goes super fast when you put it in neutral downhill because there's a governor on it. You can gun it all you want and drive, but once you put it in neutral, it goes so fast. So Alan's like, we're going downhill, and this guy in this tow truck is chasing us, like literally right behind us the entire time. We're like, oh my God. He's like right behind us.
Oh, me too.
Alan's like, put it in neutral. And everyone's like, yeah, we'll go so fast. Put it in neutral. We're going downhill. Do we get all the way downhill? We start coasting up. It will not go into gear unless you go into unless you stop. So we literally have to. We literally are like, yeah. We stop like wah. We come back down. We have to put it back in drive. We're literally kick pushing it up this hill as Kyle's like got it full throttle. And this guy in the tow truck's literally like right here.
Oh my God.
We're driving, and like that cross bridge right there. We get to the top of the hill. That bridge that goes across the track. He tries cutting us off. Well, Kyle slams on his brakes and goes right behind him. And this guy jumps out and tries grabbing the golf cart. And we're like, oh, my God. He gets in the truck, reverses, and starts chasing us. And it's not really a chase because you're in a golf cart. But he's following us, I guess. Well, there's two entrances. Well, there's an exit and an entrance. And then there's a bike path, like right in the middle. And so we're driving. Kyle's like, oh, my God, we're caught. He's like, we're so fucked. I'm like, no, keep driving. He was going to go down the first one. And I was like, no, keep going. This guy's like right on our ass, honking the horn. And I told him, I was like, turn now. And he turns down this one end, and it's the bike path end. Well, it's got those big concrete poles.
They're
like
giant.
Right in the center. Huge, but it was big enough to fit a golf cart through. not a car.
My God, you lucky dog.
I planned it the entire time. Dude, I planned it because he wanted to go down the first one. I'm like, no. I was like, I got the perfect idea. He cannot go down this. So we literally went down. Everyone sucked in. I'm like, dude, drive through now. Kyle's like, I'm not gonna fit. I'm like, drive. Dude, he squeezes right through. We get down the bike path. Dude, we're like, we slide. We get all the way down. We go through the pits. We park it on the we park it on the gate right where the entrance to the track is, and we just literally disperse. We go to each different party. We dispersed, and dude, they had cops driving up and down the track. They had everybody just circling around, just searching for it, dude. It was an adrenaline rush. It was probably the funnest time I've ever had breaking the law. I'm probably going to get arrested now because I just incriminated myself.
No.
You just put yourself out there for doing it.
Dude, it was perfect.
Admitting
it. We went on the track in a golf cart. Who can say that? I mean, it was like midnight, and we were on Grid Life in a golf cart, sending it.
Because Grid Life has camping. So a lot of people stay the night and hang out all night, and they wait till the next morning to kind of just chill out. And people go crazy at Grid Life at night.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was nuts. But so anyway, I thought that was a good way to close the night.
Perfect timing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good.
There you go.
Guys, please come back next week if you want to see this again. Let me check what date it is on next Tuesday.
27th.
27th?
Good job, Zach.
That should be good.
Yep.
I got a calendar right there.
I have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
I think there's a Monster Jam coming to Atlanta. And I think I'm going to do a whole video with Alejandra, like going as redneck as possible and going to Monster Jam. And just going to Bass Pro Shop and get camo everything, blasting Van Halen, going to Monster Jam.
David, I will donate
breaking out
as much money as you want if you wear cut off jean shorts.
No.
I'm talking like Daisy. Dude, I'm talking
the only way I do that if somebody donated like $5,000, and it's not gonna happen. So I'll bet 10 grand. Not gonna do it.
Hey, up that up just so nobody does it.
No,
There's gonna be a GoFund David and Daisy Dukes
God,
page.
please.
We could set that page up.
For sure.
I'm so down to help this out.
All right, y'all. Let's close out next Tuesday. Right. We'll see you at the same. It was 8:30. Good for everybody. Is that pretty good?
Yeah, it's good.
Cool. All right. I'll see everybody. Thank you for coming. Thanks to Zach. Plug all your stuff again one more time. Start with Zach.
Zach Smith. I'll type my name in the thing so people can just follow it there.
There you go. It's Ron, Instagram.
Yeah, 2JZ, no-ish, S15. Soon to be probably no S15. So don't know how I'm going to name it.
Okay, and James.
So YouTube is just search James Wood RX7. You're going to find me. And then I just put my Instagram name in the comments. It's James FC Wood.
Perfect.
So, pretty simple.
Nice.
Good night, everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow with a brief Drift Coop video at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Goodbye. Have a good night.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys. Bye.